What's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and this is gonna be the Zodiac Tri-Brigade testing, or honestly, rather, should I call it Tri-Brigade Zodiac, because it's a lot of Tri-Brigade cards, so basically it's a Tri-Brigade deck, with a very small amount of Zodiac cards. And I kind of want to make the distinction because there are some people who are playing the exact opposite, so a lot of Zodiac cards with a very small amount of Tri-Brigade cards, and it's not the same playstyle. So at the end of the day, what is different between these two decks, these two kind of completely different configurations, those builds, is the fact that one of them is a bit more, I want to say, consistent than the other, and the other one is a bit more kind of a long-term resilient deck. It gets to play Zeus and stuff, and it kind of just uses the Tri-Brigade engine, the Tri-Brigade cards as an engine, whereas the other one, the Zodiac cards, kind of are a one-trick pony. You use them like once or twice, and that's all. But anyways, let's get into this testing video. And before you start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe. It motivates me so much to keep making videos like these. Alright, let's get into replay number 1. I'm actually going first. I have the Rat, Tenki, Desirous Duster, and Droll, which is really good. Rat is already a pretty good one-card combo, so I can actually summon 3 monsters on the field, and obviously, I have that Tenki to search that Fraktor, so I can actually search another Tri-Brigade when I send that kit into Nerval, and I also draw Kid, which is decent, but I don't really need it. Any Winged Beast or whatever would have done the same job anyways, and I can't really make the Beer Bloom using 2 random Beast Warrior, but I can make the Baron Blossom and then summon the kit from my hand and then summon the Beer Bloom there, make Appaloosa for 4 because I just really wanted to get the Beer Bloom in the graveyard, and obviously I get the Mulligan with the Baron Blossom. I guess the Mulligan, I draw 1, put back 1, and I get that search for Revolt, and now my opponent is gonna Kaiju me, but it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna make the Shreg, banish the monster, because I already have Feather Duster to get rid of all spells and traps, so why would I banish a spell or trap? Makes absolutely no sense. Now I Duster and lost connection. I obviously won the game here, but yeah, that's it for replay number 1. I know it's not a serious deck, but it could have been a meta deck and I would have won. If it was Eldritch, literally wouldn't have changed anything. I have the Appaloosa for the Eldritch, the Golden Lord effect, and the Duster is just way too good. So, yeah, there was basically just a 0% chance of me losing against any back row deck here. But yeah, let's get into replay number 2. I'm actually going second here. My opponent has the Machinery Deployment. I Ash it. I guess he kind of has a respectable hand. It's like 2 interruptions. It's really not that bad. So he's gonna Trap Trick into that Imperm, and obviously gonna trigger that annoying Administrator. Yeah, the thing is, this card's really not that great, and he also didn't use it on the summon, like on the resolution, on open game state, when I pass my priority to use quick effects, because obviously this is a quick effect. You can just Book of Mood at any time, so I'm just kind of free to go, and the only thing he really has is an Imperm, which literally doesn't affect me in the slightest. I can just Borbo directly, and then make that Zeus. So even if he tries to negate my cards, add the Zeus, so, you know, negate here, I'm just gonna change Zeus. My monster still resolves because it's just no longer on the field to be affected by Imperm, so I'm still going to be able to summon that Shuanglong. And then Tactic Talons because he used the Administrator or Attraction Amazement monster. Top deck's a really good card, but nothing's enough because he's just gonna die here. I can go Revolt. By the way, this is a really cool play. Your Shuanglong can actually get rid of spell and traps face up that are already resolving, so you don't necessarily have to go minus to use the effect of the card, and you also don't have to rely on having Tenki, which is the really important part. But anyways, I'm just gonna win the game here, and my opponent literally cannot do anything on top deck mode, so let's get into the next one. Guys, going first again, same deck, but this time his hand is infinitely better. Gear Frame is actually a 1-card rank 4. That's actually really good, and you know, you might be saying, oh, this deck looks like garbage, whatever. The thing is, you say this, but then when people top with a deck like that, then you're the one who ends up looking like an idiot, because I initially thought that Infinite Track Machina was a garbage, unplayable tier 10 strategy, and people just suddenly out of nowhere started doing really well with it. So therefore, the Machina cards definitely are really good. The Amazement cards definitely are less competitive, Yeah, that engine is not doing well in the OCG at all, and nobody has ever topped an event with those cards in the TCG, if I recall correctly, or maybe because there aren't even out yet. Anyways, so yeah, my hand is kind of the nuts, so I can kind of just do whatever I want. I broke his entire board. I'm setting up negates. It's Happy Land City. I even have more hand traps. I don't even need them. So yeah, holy shit, was that necessary? Of course not, but I'm still gonna do it anyways. I can't even revolt because I have too many monsters on the field. I need to summon back 4 monsters in order to make the charade and then banish his trap. And the construction train isn't once per turn, but I have Appaloosa for 3, so if I attack thrice, it doesn't matter if you can go a construction train, you're still gonna die, and his top deck would have been a trap card, which does absolutely less than nothing in top deck mode. So that's it, that's all, let's get into the next one. Alright, so for everyone who actually says, oh yeah, but Yasin, you never play against meta. Well, look at this, my opponent actually drew the nuts. He drew a way better hand than I did, because I have a bunch of kind of redundant cards. The Duster's not doing jack shit against Drytron, especially when I'm going first. And then I have just, I don't know, it really just doesn't look that great. It just feels like I could have done more, but I kind of feel like I also couldn't. So yeah, because of that, I'm just gonna pass there. He's gonna go Diviner. At this point, I knew for a fact that he had the TTT, so obviously I have to Drancia pop my own Appaloosa. Otherwise, when I summon that Charade, I won't be able to banish since he's gonna have the... actually, I can chain block, but still. Yeah, I really wanted to just... yeah, because otherwise he gets the Drancia and he gets the pop, which is disastrous, so I wanted to waste the Drancia pop while also getting rid of the Appaloosa so he couldn't steal it, because you do have to declare which effective TTT you're using on activation, which is actually huge. And the funny thing is, my opponent searched the Herald of Orange Light, which is a good card to negate, but it doesn't do anything at all because I'm chain blocking. So yeah, you can actually break boards like there is no tomorrow, literally just because of that. Just any deck that can chain block or use cards or effects that aren't once per turn, or like once per chain, like I don't know, a Zeus with 6 materials, your opponent can have Herald of Perfection, Ultimateness, whatever, doesn't matter, you can still break that board easy, and as a matter of fact, you're actually going to see that soon enough in one of the replays. And I'm actually summoning this guy, which looks like a DE Crow, but it's actually more of a Fiend Griefing kind of card, a Link 3 Fiend Griefing, and it's a pretty good card. It's a Link 3, so pretty easy to summon. You can also use it as a Link material, so it's always better than Simorgh. And Simorgh's kind of unplayable because conflicts with Bear Bloom, the Link 2 that searches the Tri-Brigade Revolt. And on top of that, yeah, you would have to play like the Windbearer Statue Brick and stuff like that. You know, yeah, it's not really good, but yeah. Anyways, let's get into the next one. Alright, so he's going first. The one hatchup that I have is actually a pretty good one against Drytron, against just the meta in general, and that's called Meister. I'm actually gonna make a more in-depth video on this card specifically, because I truly believe that this might very well be one of the best hatchups just to play just in Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, and in this format, it's ridiculously good. And that Skullmeister was pretty much single-handedly enough to cripple him completely from his engine. So the only interruption that he has is a Unicorn, which is really weak. We're not gonna lie here, it's pretty bad. As you can see, he plays Dawn of the Herald, which means that he's playing the pre-prep package, because it allows you to search for a Herald of, okay, apparently he doesn't play it, but yeah, you would be able to search for Herald of Perfection. Yeah, no, why would you ever want to play Herald of Perfection if you're not playing pre-prep? Just play Herald of Ultimateness. I just don't really get the logic, because with Herald of Ultimateness, you don't have to be afraid of Zuking Alpha. They could just summon it and then jump over the Herald of Perfection and you lose, because it has 2800 defense, whereas Ultimateness has 3000 defense and can negate summons. So that's dreadful for you. But yeah, anyways, let's get into the next one. Okay, I'm going second against Necros, and okay, so one thing that I'm going to clarify once and for all, a lot of people are really just, I want to say stupid, honestly. Their IQ is really low. What they say is, you didn't play against the meta deck, therefore I don't care what you did or whatever. Just it's all about playing a meta deck. But what you have to understand is that if you're playing against a tier 2 deck or whatever that makes an unbreakable board, you're still playing against an unbreakable board. It doesn't matter if the deck is tier 2 or tier 20. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like people who played the Cyberstein Danger FTK. The deck completely sucked, but if you lost to it, you lost to an FTK, so it doesn't matter. And this deck, Necros, there's nothing I can do. Vanity's Ruler, Necros of Arid Bear, which is a monster negate, Necros of Unicorn, which is a skill drain, and Valkyris, which is a battle fader. How am I winning anytime soon with a deck that only has effects to special summon? My only win condition is trying to get him to use the effect of Arid Bear so I can Tactic Talents to steal that Vanity's Ruler, crash it, and then... yeah, I literally can't do anything. It's dreadful. It's so bad. It's really that bad, but yeah, it's just the sad reality of this game. You can't beat every deck with one deck regardless of how meta it is. Actually, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It can be a good thing, punishing people for playing standard decks and not trying to go out of their comfort zone, but yeah, anyways, let's get into the next one. Alameo, don't kill me. Imagine going normal summon Sage and then getting drolled. And look at his hand. Cards of Coincidence, which is a draw card. Whitestone, which is a search card. And if he just got this in the graveyard, he would have had Blue Eyes in the hand, and then could have went Nebula to special summon from hand, make a rank 8, Return of the Dragon Lords would have been an extender, and Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the End would have been an extender, on top of having 2 extra cards in the hand, in the form of Waking the Dragon and Return of the Dragon Lords again. So yeah, he could have made a gigantic board actually. So did I get lucky with the droll? Absolutely. Even an Ash wouldn't have done anything because the only relevant thing for him was getting the Blue Eye Search so he could trigger the Nebula. But right now his hand is just trash. He can't do anything at all, and yeah, he has to pass with no interruptions. This is the beauty with hand shops, is that sometimes your deck doesn't have to break boards because you can prevent boards from happening in the first place. So again, this is another thing that I'm going to say when people say, well, can your deck break boards? Well, first of all, can your brain function? If I'm playing 10 hand shops in my deck, maybe, just maybe, I'm going for a prevention approach rather than a destruction approach. It's 2 different playstyles for your deck entirely. And yeah, my opponent is trying, but trying is never good enough. By the way, main decking Waking the Dragon in a deck like Blue Eyes makes literally 0 sense. I just don't get it. So obviously the only monster I can really bounce is the alternative, because it's bouncing back the Armageddon, or is this the name even Armageddon? No, it's Dragon Envoy of the End. Armageddon is the price card. I'm really dumb. And yeah, I have to banish that one. Return of the Dragon Lords can no longer summon back anything, which is really good for me, and bad for him. And yeah, I'm just gonna kill him, and yeah, he's dead. That's it, that's all. Imagine if I actually went Shrek to banish that Waking the Dragon. He actually still would have lost. Oh no! Ultimate Falcon! I don't think I can out an Ultimate Falcon, actually. I can attack directly with a freaking thick Borbo, but that's really all I can do. Oh wow, that's actually disastrous. Well, and there's probably something, but yeah, anyways, on to the next one. No, jokes aside, is there actually an out to Ultimate Falcon? If he was even playing the card in the first place. Which he wasn't. He was summoning a Crystal Wing. Woo, I'm terrified. I can just attack, and then your monster dies, and I search, and I still have game. Merry Chris to the miss. But yeah, it's can't really do anything, and the guy even sided against me and I didn't, so I had the shitty Duster against Blue Eyes. Again, this could have been Awakening the Dragon. Oh my god. By the way, I actually love Link summoning the Shrek. It's actually better than cheat summoning it, because if it is probably Link summoned, when you revolt it back, it's just one of the best materials to link off. You get a search, and then same thing with the Bear Bloom. It's ridiculous. You search for that revolt multiple times. Yeah, this card's broken. And then you get like freaking 4 searches. You go Bear Bloom, Baron Blossom, Nerval, and freaking Shrek. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3, Chainlink 4, and then Chainlink 5 Shrek. Well, actually not in this Chainlink. That's really stupid. The Chainlink 5 should be the Baron Blossom, or the kit, the least relevant effect to trigger, so your opponent doesn't capitalize off of Gamma and Solemn Strike and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, let's get into the next one, which is also the last one. So I'm gonna go Fractor, he's gonna Ash my ass, and the issue with this hand is that usually if my opponent ashes me on a Fractor, I give him a big hug, and I just love him, and I marry the guy. But the thing is, my hand is pissed because I play 4 freaking Zodiac cards, and I draw, obviously I have to draw 3 of them, obviously. And it's actually hilarious because the best normal summon would have been Rat, but obviously I have to draw the 2 normal summons that aren't Rat. So my hand is piss, and I can technically go Tactic Talents to draw, but the thing is, my thought process was, I feel like I can kind of win this game anyways, so I'd rather make him break. And what was I gonna draw anyways? Actually really good. I kind of regretted that, but yeah, I made him lose the Hero Lives. I just really wanted that information so I could use my interruption correctly. And I was entirely right. The hero deck is absolute garbage at playing through a Drancia. It literally cannot unless it drew really well. And this Super Poly is just not doing anything, like, at all. So now he has to summon this Divine Wind. Dark Law would have been really bad for him because I can Whip Tail anyways, and then Banish, but this at least made me destroy my own Drancia. Top deck is Sarah, so it's just Happy Land City. Now I can play, so it really didn't matter. I definitely feel like I did the correct move with the Tactic Talents to make him break. I want to say, even when your hand's just not the best, the hand knowledge allows you to kind of control the flow of the game and the future just a bit better. Honestly, have you more control about over everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this testing video. If you guys have any comments or feedback, let me know in the comment section below. That rhymed LMAO. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, all the beautiful package. I will see you next time. Peace.